Bring your microphone up too. You need that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning, Facebook world. Getting directions.
And this is live Facebook?
It is. We're live
So
on
leave
Facebook
that
right now.
leave that microphone down and use the other one, please, because that's kind of what I had.
That's going to be for
Yeah,
music.
you'll be sliding down there.
This is for your... Oh,
She's gonna have to slide down
oh,
physically.
okay. You got to come over here.
Thank you.
Look at this, all behind the scenes. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 425 show, where each week we do a real estate update, we keep you in the loop on the market, and what's going on in the community that makes this a great place to live. So whether you're new to the area or looking for something new to do, we've got all kinds of great things going on for you today.
You can already hear in the background. Can't you hear in the background there?
Exactly.
Special.
We got like warm-up music and everything. Woot, woot. Real estate update. All about timing. I had this conversation twice over the weekend with clients that are getting ready to sell and talking about going on the market in June. And so we talked about if they have some flexibility, the normal cycle of a real estate market, the 12-month cycle. There's always the bigger cycle. Are we expanding, contracting, neutral? But regardless, there's always a 12-month cycle, which is January and February. Starts to get busy, things are ramping up, and then end of February through about Mother's Day, right before Memorial Day, the market's super hot. Everybody goes on vacation, usually Memorial Day weekend, and then we come back and we roll into June, which is kind of graduations, kids getting out of school, and the market definitely slows down a little bit. There's also more inventory, which good for buyers, not as awesome for sellers. And then, during the summer things quiet down and it's good in the fall again. But in any given year, most of the appreciation price-wise happens in the first 6 months of the year. So we talked about, hey, if you're going to sell and if June's your target, do you have the flexibility to put your home on the market kind of late April, early May? The benefit is right now the market's hot enough that we can probably negotiate a rent back, which then allows you kind of the best of all worlds. You can sell a little bit earlier, probably do better price-wise, and then if you can stay after closing a little bit, get that timing that you need. So anyway, there's your real estate tip for the week. If you have questions about real estate selling or buying, I invite you to reach out. You can always find me via email, Nicole@NicoleMangina.com. There you go. And now we're on to the Wintergrass Festival. I'm so excited for this. Wendy Tyner is here today. You are a repeat guest, which we don't have those very often.
Well, I am very honored to be here.
We're super excited that you're
Very
here.
happy to be here and looking forward to Wintergrass.
Oh, it's this weekend?
It is this Thursday, starting at about 5:45 Thursday night.
Okay, set your watches.
So there you go.
Let's go.
And
And
I
it
want-
goes all the way through the weekend.
Yes, and before we get started, I wanted to introduce my good friend Dave Keenan.
Yes.
And he is part
So
of the
excited you're here.
Downtown Mountain Boys and the Bucker Roosters. He's a teacher, among other qualifications, so he can tell you more about him in a little
And
bit.
an ex-real estate agent.
Oh,
Love it. All right.
know
See, I knew
that.
I liked you.
Let the battle of wits begin.
Let's try crime rate, shall we? That's funny.
So Wintergrass this is our 27th year at the Hyatt Regency in our 11th year because we started in Tacoma.
Okay.
But the Hyatt in Bellevue is just the best place for us. There are 5 venues that's all indoors. So for kids
great.
and young adults and older adults, you park your car, you come upstairs, and you get a wristband, and you can come for 1 to 4 days,
Mhm.
and you can attend workshops, and you can jam, and you can walk around the hotel with your beverage of choice, and then you can sit in the different venues and hear 29 bands, about 150 artists. And they're they cover the range of traditional bluegrass, modern bluegrass, some Brazilian charro. There are a lot of Irish bands this year.
Oh, I love it.
It's not as diverse as other festivals, but there's definitely a diversity within acoustic American music.
Mm-hmm.
And our theme this year is called Bluegrass Without Borders.
Great. Now, what does that mean? Bluegrass Without Borders.
You can interpret that whatever it means to you.
Okay.
And it could be about the borders of where the music has come from.
Mhm.
We have music coming from Italy and Canada and
Great.
Sweden. There's a group of people that come from Japan.
Mhm.
It could be your cultural boundaries that you have.
Mhm.
It could be the style of music in and of itself,
Sure.
because like in many genres, the music is no longer very specific. People interpret their own style of music within rock or jazz or specifically bluegrass.
And I think that's one of the greatest things about music is
So
people's interpretations of it.
right, and years ago, we received hate mail because we had
Oh.
bands with drums. And
Oh, heaven forbid.
They would not come because they heard a drum.
And Dave, where do you
Fit.
fit on the drum
Ah.
controversy?
The drum controversy, well, that's a pretty funny question, really. I have a band that she mentioned, the Buckaroosters, which is a all Buck Owens, all the time
That's
band.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great country artist. Many people may not know him anymore these days, but he had a song called My Heart Skips a Beat that back in the 60s. They had a little drum fill in it.
Oh, okay.
Just like a brrr, that
Uh-huh.
much. That got him hate mail and actually got him
Really?
banned from country radio because of that little drum fill. So
Oh my
drums
goodness.
have always been controversial in country and folk music.
Okay. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you did not answer the question. Well played.
No, I love the drums. I play a banjo. Banjo basically is a drum on a stick. So I play the
Yeah.
drums, really.
I like it. That works.
Okay.
Great. And how long have you been playing bluegrass music?
Since I was just a kid. My
Really?
parents played, listened to that kind of music and played that kind of music, and my brother and my father and I
Mhm.
and my mom, we all played and sang together as when we were kids, so all my life.
That's pretty cool.
It is. It's the best thing in the world. I encourage all you parents out there, get your kids playing music and play with them. It'll change their lives.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
So
And
true.
that's a great segue for
Mm.
Wintergrass as it relates to kids,
That's right.
because kids 12 and under can come for free.
Okay.
And there's lots of education programs from 4 years old and up. And there's a
Wow.
program called Pintgrass that is just adorable. These little
That's a good
kids that
thing.
hold fiddles or violins that are about
Mhm.
15 inches long.
Sure.
And some of the kids lay on the ground, and some of them try to hold it, and some of them wander away. But they're being influenced and inspired by
Mhm.
the sound and the rhythm
Sure.
and the music, and they come back, and then they stay for our youth academy program from 7 to 14.
Got it.
And Joe Craven, who used to play with David Grisman and
Mhm.
Jerry Garcia, is one of our lead instructors, and he's quite an inspiration to all people. So he's a great, and the kids eventually play and perform on one of our main stages Friday night at 4:30.
Pretty cool.
So and half of the kids get scholarships, so we try to keep this very accessible
Mhm.
and affordable to any child. So if families wanna come, they just need to check us out, and that starts Thursday morning.
Perfect. And if somebody wanted tickets to come this weekend, Wintergrass.com?
Wintergrass.com.
Okay.
And you can also come to the Hyatt Regency up through Friday and buy tickets.
Okay.
But I would not recommend that because we will sell out.
Okay, so
it's
get
really
them online.
important. And you can buy 1 to 4 days, so you can decide. And online is the whole schedule and the lineup,
Got it.
including the workshops. So a lot of the artists actually have workshops, and
Great.
they teach an instrument, they teach vocal harmony,
Okay.
how to create a band. There's various workshops, and they talk and they play, and that's part of admission. So that's a real bonus to coming to Wintergrass.
That's great. And do you have concerts? The concerts are all throughout the day, right?
They start Friday night at 5:45, and then
Mhm.
all day and evening, Friday and Saturday,
Okay.
and then Sunday through 5:30. And the best shows to me are always late nights. So if you can stay up,
To take a nap.
The 10 or 11 o'clock show will last until 1.
Awesome.
And
Okay.
then people will end up in all the suites that are on various floors. Some are sponsored by Wintergrass,
Mhm.
and you show up and you listen or you play with strangers or new friends. And then about every other floor is a jamming floor, and you can wander around the hotel
Mhm.
and either be invited to come in or asked to be invited to come in, and you play. It's just like playing in somebody's home in
Sure.
a living room. That's the whole the value of this kind of music, is being with people, playing the music, and enjoying one another.
Yeah, it's great. I went last year and really enjoyed it. And you just kind of wander in and out, and And all of a sudden there's people playing in the hallways, and it was awesome. The music was great. I was really blown away too by the people that make the instruments that had their booths there. Those are works of art. They're stunning.
It's so true.
Yeah, I remember, I think there was one, it was a violin, and the neck it was an eagle. That was just, it took my breath away. It was great. Dave, when are you playing this weekend?
Actually, this year I'm not playing at the festival. I played Sunday. They do a Wintergrass warm-up concert, which I did right in Bellevue here at the Bellevue Library with the Bucka Roosters, just to kind of give people a chance to hear some of the beyond bluegrass kind of music.
Sure.
But usually I'll play at the festival. but
He's
not
a
this
regular.
year. Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
We're not there this year.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I love that you're here telling us about the festival and supporting it. In fact, you brought a banjo.
I brought a banjo, and there's one here for you as well,
What?
apparently. So
That's
we're
awesome.
we're going to try to get you picking the banjo, which
Let's do it.
I think that's a great idea.
I think so. Let's do it.
Right
yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's a banjo that Wendy brought.
Okay.
So let's pass it around.
All right.
It's really heavy.
Well, I was about to tell you that you're going to get a taste of bluegrass music, but now that I'm involved.
Are you right-handed?
I am
Okay,
left-handed.
you're left-handed. She's left-handed.
We're gonna flip it.
Well,
Can you
I
flip
don't
it?
think it really matters if you play guitar or banjo or anything
No,
now.
so I
Yeah,
have
it doesn't
I have
matter.
no.
Just you'll do it.
Hold it this way, though.
Hold it
I
this
use
way.
both hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. I'm holding a banjo. See, you should be
Awesome.
watching Facebook Live.
That's awesome.
All right. So there are 5 strings on a banjo.
Okay.
The little knob on the top up there, that little short.
Uh-huh.
That's the short string. That's the 5th string.
Okay.
So everything about the banjo is upside down and backwards. That's just the way it is. So what you're
Okay.
going to do is you're going to use your thumb
Okay.
and your index finger
Got
and your
it.
middle finger of your right hand.
Of my right hand.
Yes.
Okay.
And you're going to put your thumb on the middle string.
Uh-huh.
That's good. And your index finger we're not going to even use that finger for now. We're just
Okay.
going to use the thumb and middle finger. So pluck
Okay.
that string. There you go. All right. Look at that.
Check me out.
Natural. Just a natural.
I know, look at her
Straight
go.
up.
I know.
Forget radio.
I'm getting a recording contract for this show.
Yeah.
I think my work is done here.
Great teacher.
Quit real
All right,
estate.
I'll be
actually-
sure to mention you through.
You can do another thing now. You're going to put your thumb on the 5th string.
Okay.
Which is that one, and your middle finger on the 1st string.
Okay.
Or your index finger, either one.
I'm feeling.
And now you're going to play those 2 strings together. Yeah.
Whoa.
So now you're going to play the 3rd string again.
Okay. Wait.
So that
the
middle
third-
one.
Okay.
Yeah. And then alternate. Yep, exactly. And now go like, let's do it together.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Yes.
Oh, you're jumping ahead. That's
Okay.
actually what we're going to do.
All right. Okay.
Awesome, Nicole. Now you're going to do the 4th string, which is
Okay.
the one right above the 3rd string.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then do that 2 outside strings, which you pluck. That's called a pinch, where you play those outside strings.
The 2 outside?
Yeah, the 2 outside strings together.
Just like you were doing.
Oh, got it.
These 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to alternate. So it's going to be the 3rd one, and then you're going to pinch, and then the 4th string, pinch. Yep.
Look at me. It sounds like I know what I'm doing. But I
Listen
don't.
to a story about a man named Jez. Yeah, you're halfway there already.
We're going on tour. This is great. I just feel it. We're going on tour.
Can we use your van, Wendy?
Yeah, sure.
All musicians have a van. I mean, we all know that too.
Yeah.
Very good.
This is
There you
awesome.
go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's
Yay.
kind of the first step.
So this is a daring banjo, and you are using a.
Well, this is it's an old Gibson, 30s Gibson banjo that I had a different neck made for. So,
Oh.
yeah.
And
It's a 1936, just like my mom. And
Oh.
just like this guitar over here, which that might come out later. But
All
it's a
right.
great year for instruments.
36?
1936.
All right. Good to know.
so there's always controversy wherever you go. And at Wintergrass, it's a nonprofit organization, and I am a paid employee. Not a whole lot, but I am a paid employee. And every year I pay to buy tickets
Uh-huh.
for the instruments. This is a $5,000 instrument.
Wow.
And
Thank you for trusting me with it.
generously donate or give $100 every year for 8 years. And darn, I never won.
Oh, because they raffle off?
Yes, this is a
Yeah.
raffled off banjo, guitar, Taylor guitars, fiddles, mandolins.
Yeah, I remember seeing that last year.
And,
Yeah.
and by God, after 8 years, I won.
Oh.
Well, guess what? Then our board decided that staff can't buy tickets anymore.
Oh, darn it.
So I will not be buying any
Oh,
raffle
well, I'm glad
tickets
you
this
won
year.
before
But
they
this
changed
is
the
a
rule.
really quality
It's
band show.
beautiful.
Very nice. Yeah.
There you go. I love it.
So are you, while you're getting out the guitar, and I don't know if you have some ideas, maybe you can play
Oh,
something.
I don't know, I'd be happy to. If that's the
That would be wonderful.
program.
We have Ted Brown Music Company that also donates instruments to
Oh, sure.
Wintergrass during Wintergrass. It's a lending library for the students. So we have another program called the Youth Orchestra. And so for those that show up on Sunday,
Mhm.
they will actually see one of the most remarkable shows of about 100 students. And our lineup actually works with these string students that come from our local high schools.
Mhm.
And the Kruger brothers and Bala Kwadi and Mike Black and Trio Brasileiro and Bela Fleck and Abigail Washburn
Mhm.
are part of our lineup, but they're the instructors and playing with these 100 students.
That's so cool.
And it's just the most remarkable show that you'll ever see. It's actually tear-jerking. It's so these
bet.
kids don't even know who they're playing with.
Mhm.
And then 5 years from now, they'll realize, oh my gosh, I just played with Bela Fleck, virtuoso of the banjo,
Right.
who started years ago, and he started playing traditional banjo music with Newgrass Revival?
Newgrass Revival.
Newgrass Revival. But then he decided that you can take the banjo, there's no borders.
No.
And he,
As I have proven, I think I
that's right, that's
crossed
right,
some
there were
borders
no
Wow,
borders
no
there.
kidding.
And
banjo playing.
Bela decided to plug in a banjo once, so he
Oh.
has played an electric banjo. And then his partner Abigail Washburn plays the banjo, but she has, even though she is Caucasian, she has a huge value of the Chinese culture and
Okay.
studied in China, so she plays the banjo with a Chinese influence.
Oh, interesting.
So there's lots of variety within Wintergrass.
Yeah, I was
So-
amazed when I went last year. I think you had 5 or 6 different stages going. I
Yes.
can't even remember how many, and they're all a little different. And it's nice because there's certainly chairs. If you want, you can sit down and stay. But it's also totally acceptable to just kind of wander in and you listen for a little bit, and then maybe you go check out something else. And it was really nice. the
So
way it
you
was
saw
all
the
done.
jamming, all the jamming
I
sessions in
did.
the hallways,
And
just
they
right
were,
in the
they
lobby.
were great music too.
They don't know one another.
Really?
They just walk
just
up
get
and-
together?
I think it's the same time next year. They like a certain corner, the acoustics.
Oh, sure.
But they come to Wintergrass and they may go to visit a show, or they stay in the lobby.
And just play music.
play and play and play. And every year I notice there's a theme of a song. And 2 years ago, I think every group played Will the Circle Be Unbroken.
Oh, interesting.
John McEwen from the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, or past member of the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, was there. So I think that became a thread.
Oh,
And
funny.
around every corner, someone was playing Will the Circle Be Unbroken. I don't know, it'll be this year.
That's funny. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about the Wintergrass Festival that starts this Thursday at the Hyatt in Bellevue. Amazing, amazing music. I can't even tell you how great this festival is. I'm embarrassed to admit that really before you came on the show last year, I had never heard of it, which seems like I was living under a rock. And now that I went and you were on the show, it's my favorite thing. Like it's been on my calendar and I've been looking forward to
Excellent.
it for months.
Excellent.
So they do sell out with tickets. So I would encourage you to go online and buy your tickets.
To wintergrass.com.
Yes, because that would be a good way to do it. So you don't show up and can't get in.
And there are 5 hotels nearby. I think there's still room in some of them. A lot of people, even though they live in Bellevue or
Mhm.
the region, still like to spend the night because everything is late night.
Sure.
And you have a room to go to if you want to put your feet up and relax for a minute.
I like it.
So,
Yeah.
so David, what would you like to do on the guitar?
Guitar, you want me
Yes,
to play guitar?
yes, yeah.
All right. I don't know, I could play and sing a little something,
Okay.
if that would be good for,
That would be great.
for everybody.
I would love it.
Okay.
Oh, look at that
That is
guitar.
a cool guitar.
Yeah, it's a 1936 National guitar. These are the metal guitars. They're
I was
made
just
of
gonna ask,
steel.
yeah.
And it sounds even better when it's in tune. So I was thinking of doing a song, maybe, let's see. You need 2 microphones on this? Yeah. All right. Excellent. I was thinking of doing like an old song that maybe the Latin Scruggs might do.
Sounds perfect.
Winds through the night, blowing so lonesome, singing to me a song. The whippoorwill's call is just a reminder, pretty girls have hearts made of stone. I wake with the blues at dawn, my darling Cora is gone. I don't know why she told me goodbye, but my darling Cora is gone.
Yay! That was great.
Thank you. I thought I'd just do a short little bit.
I think that's perfect.
That's perfect.
See, I can listen to that kind of music all day long.
Yeah, it's really great. It's such pure, simple, really beautiful music. Except
Yeah.
the way I do it. But I do my best, really, I
You
swear.
did a great job. You know, you were talking about kids, so we don't play instruments in our house, but my husband loves music. He has a huge record collection,
Yeah.
and so we
We
listen
need you. We need
Yeah.
the listeners.
Well, I took my oldest son with me last year. He was 14. It just turned out that my husband and our other son was off at a baseball tournament. So I was like, I'm going to take him. Let's see how this goes. He loved it. He was so into it.
Yeah.
It was really cute to be in those rooms and listen to the music and enjoy it and then look over and watch him. And he enjoyed it. It was pretty cool.
Well, I hope he can return this year.
Yeah.
Because the first year you come to Wintergrass, there is a little bit of shock value. If you've never experienced an indoor bluegrass festival, you do have to stop and take it in.
I feel like it's funny you mentioned that you used to work at Disneyland. I was there
Yes.
last week with the kids for the midwinter break, and I feel like each time you go, it's like the first time you just have to figure out the lay of the land.
Yes.
And then the next time you have your
Yes.
okay, here's where we're going, and I kind of feel like the Wintergrass Festival is that way. I went and thoroughly enjoyed myself last year, but now I kind of know what I'm
Now you
walking
know
into this year.
which venues to go to, because
Yes.
people find their niche. They either like the large stage or the small stage, or the stage where people are dancing.
Yeah,
you
and that's
know?
the other. There's people
So-
dancing, so I love
Yeah.
it just from that aspect of it's very relaxed and low key, and you can just kind of go have your experience. You're not trapped anywhere. Or,
Correct.
you know, you can just enjoy the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, I know.
Thinking if I'm missing anything.
Well, and it's great, like you said. There's the music aspect of it. You can just show up and listen to music, but the education part, and for kids, you guys, that's actually a really big part of your program. That I think even if people show up to go listen to music this weekend, they're going to miss.
They may not see the educational performances,
and
they're there.
And I think that's
Yes.
important, whether they're there to partake in that or not. I think the fact that you do that with kids in the community is a really important part of what you do.
Yes, and our education director received a Grammy nomination and a CMA nomination. And they're set up differently in those two organizations, where they were actually finalists and award-winning, but they're nominees. So a group of people, the top 25 are awarded.
Got it.
A huge award to be a nominee.
Yeah.
So we take a lot of pride that we've
That's
been
great.
recognized for the talents of the instructors. And we have, oh goodness, I don't know how many volunteers. We have 325 volunteers at Wintergrass, so people can always sign up to volunteer.
Oh, that's a good way to do it
But
too.
the ratio in the education programs is 1 to 4. The students that graduate out come back and they want to volunteer and help.
Cool.
So they stick around, and many adults and parents want to stick around and hang out.
Yeah. It's great. Yeah, it's a really neat. It is a very well staffed event. When I was there last year, you could tell. And you know, the fact that you're in the Hyatt, it's great because they do have so many rooms. You can accommodate a lot of different things, and then you're right downtown Bellevue, so it's great. You can kind of go. You can go get a bite to eat somewhere, a little glass of wine or a cocktail if you want to. and then come back so you can pace yourself if you need to.
So who would think that Bellevue has arts and culture?
Mhm.
It's not just retail and IT.
Well, there you go.
There's
Well, and I know there's the art museum there, so that type of art, but I was really surprised, pleasantly so, to hear about the Wintergrass Festival and to know that that's there.
there are a lot of closet bluegrass people in Bellevue. They do come
They-
out.
They show
do.
up for the
Yeah.
festival though.
Yeah.
That's good people watching.
Yeah, yeah. And the city of Bellevue is one of our main supporters. And I spoke to city council the other night, thanking them for their support. And Visit Bellevue just gave us this wonderful document on the economic development
Oh, sure.
impact of Wintergrass.
Really?
And here we are talking about the arts, but then if you're thinking head and heart,
Mhm.
the head part is we bring in about $3 million into the city of Bellevue.
In one weekend, that's
Yes,
amazing.
and for people like you,
Yes.
we have people from 32 states and 8 countries. So it's
That
not
come in
just,
for the festival?
yes, so it's not just the local folk
Wow.
coming in.
That's pretty cool.
Alaska is one of our major feeder
Sure.
states.
Mhm.
And then the obvious, Vancouver and Oregon and California.
Sure.
But we get people from Iceland,
Huh.
of all places.
That's
We're flying to Iceland. I didn't know people from Iceland would come here.
Yeah.
Um,
Apparently we're a vacation destination for other people,
There you
right?
go.
We can't wait to get
Yeah.
out, especially after all the rain. But other people actually want to come here.
Yeah, one
Although
year-
right now it's beautiful.
One year we had the Gibson brothers coming from back east, and it was one of those storms that came in
Mhm.
during Wintergrass.
Oh, shoot.
And we don't usually have to cancel any shows, but that one, they didn't make it.
Oh, darn it.
No,
Yeah.
they couldn't get in, which
Yeah.
was unfortunate, but,
That's too bad.
yeah.
Dave, what's your favorite part about Wintergrass?
Well, I think the overall thing about this kind of music that
Mhm.
Wendy's talking about, which is the Without Borders, I'd call it folk music.
Mhm.
It could be from it's the music of the people.
Right.
And the thing that's cool about that is that really it's social music. That's the
Yeah.
point, is we all get together and we play, whether it's from Brazilian folk
Mhm.
music to American folk music. And I think that's what you see when you go there. And
Sure.
that's why I go.
Yeah.
Because there's just everybody's there, just having a good time.
Yeah, and this year you get to be there as a
Mm.
participant instead, or a spectator versus
Yes.
participating.
Yeah, exactly. I like that too.
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, that is the thing. Folk music, it all has a story, right? I guess all music has a story,
Yeah,
but
it's true.
folk music especially, there's always a story behind it.
Yeah.
There's a couple of unique bands that we have this year. One is called Nefesh Mountain,
Okay.
and they come from a Jewish background.
Okay.
Proudly come from a Jewish background.
Mhm.
So a lot of people that have a faith background, they never talk about it. But this group
Sure.
definitely is empowered by their faith, and so that's one reason they fit our theme this year.
Okay.
And then John Reichman is a longtime performer. He's from Canada, so that's I don't know if they can keep up with Nefesh Mountain, but then Che Apalache is a new band out of Argentina, and somehow they ended up with a Grammy nomination,
Cool.
and they are coming, and they're these modest young men, have very little English,
Mhm.
they speaking English ability,
Sure.
and they're just coming in by storm, so everyone will like Che Apalache. One of my favorite bands is I Draw Slow, the Irish band from Dublin,
Uh-huh.
and then this year we have We Banjo 3 from
Uh-huh.
Galway.
Oh, that's great. We actually
Yes.
took the kids to Ireland over the holidays. So
Oh, goodness.
that'll be good to maybe bring them and have them hear those Irish bands. So
Yes.
great. Thanks so much for being here. Again, we've had Wendy and Dave with the Wintergrass Festival on the show with us today. Thanks so much, everybody, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.